Hello, people of the future. It is the final week of Pokemon Draft League. We are in the finals against the Hammerlocke Hammerhead. We're going up against Juan again. He was the only guy to beat us during the regular season, so this will be hopefully a good revenge match against him. His team has Hydreigon, Tapu Fini, Skarmory, Reuniclus, Terrakion, Lycanroc Dusk, Seismitoad, Arcanine, Comfey, and Virizion. Looking at his team, Hydreigon, Tapu Fini, pretty scary mon. Skarmory, defensive monster, can always sort of check anything. Reuniclus and is another good, special attacker with some decent special defense that can really set up on you if you aren't careful. Terrakion and Lycanroc Dusk, just hard-hitting physical attackers. Seismitoad, with Water Absorb is pretty deadly, especially with Poison Jab, or with Poison Touch could also be an interesting setup. He likes to run his Arcanine with Teleport and kind of slow to get some good momentum. Comfey with that Triage to get early healing can be really impressive. And then he hasn't brought Virizion yet in any of these battles, so we will see about those. So against his team, the first thing I wanted to do is make sure that I had Stealth Rocks up. He tends to be somebody who switches a lot. I think for our first game, we didn't get a kill for 18 turns, 20 turns or something like that. So having Stealth Rocks up is going to be really helpful for actually chipping down his team every time he tries to switch out. So I brought Bronzong, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Body Press, and then Heavy Slam, just trying to get a little physical attack on it. Heavy Slam to kind of check Tapu Fini or any of the rock types. Body Press can hit Hydreigon, and then with a little special defense to try and eat up any sort of special attack that comes his way. Then also Heat Proof, as opposed to Levitate. I'm a little more worried about any type of fire move than ground move. His only real, ground attackers, Seismitoad, then Hydreigon can kind of get an Earth Power. I'm figuring he's going to probably check in Arcanine to go against it, so I'm wanting Heat Proof over it. Next up, we got Togekiss, so I wanted a nice little person to keep the team healthy. So Dazzling Gleam and Air Slash, but then Roost to keep Togekiss healthy, and then finally Heal Bell. So since I am trying to get Stealth Rocks up early, hopefully keep them there, I'm trying to not have Defog, and I don't have a Rapid Spinner, so instead of that, to get rid of all rocks and hazards, I decided to go with Heal Bell. He tends to be somebody who throws status around and also tries to knock off your items. So being able to Heal Bell to take any Toxics or Paralysis might be good to keep Armons healthy against his. And then again, just a nice special defense sponge. He tends to bring a lot more special attackers. Plus, I also have a nice beefy Tangrowth for any physical attackers. Rocky Helmet to give him that chip. And then Regenerator just to get 1/3 health back. With Knockoff, Giga Drain, Earth Powder, Earthquake, and Sleep Powder. Knockoff is probably going to be one of the first go-to moves. It's just kind of getting rid of items and seeing what he has. Giga Drain to get some health and recovery. Earthquake, last game he switched Arcanine in as sort of his check for Tangrowth. Plus, I'm also hoping to maybe catch a Terrakion or a Lycanroc to get some good damage on them. And then finally, Sleep Powder. It is 75% accurate, but if we can hit one of those, that will really break his team, hold him in check. Next up, for a nice strong physical attacker, I brought Tauros with Life Orb Sheer Force. So with this, on Body Slam and Throat Chop, you don't actually take Life Orb damage, which can be really helpful. Plus, Body Slam is just an overall great stab for him, 85%. Sheer Force means we're not going to get the 30% paralysis, but instead we're going to get that 1.3 times power. And with 110 speed, ties with Lycanroc Dusk for being as the fastest guy in any of the team. So running Jolly, the only guy that should actually outrun it is either a speed tie with Lycanroc Dusk, or we know that Amon has a Choice Scarf, which can be really helpful. Next up, we got Rotom Wash. So with Rotom Wash, I gave it a Choice Scarf, and then with just enough speed over here, so after it Choice Scarfs, it breaks that 350 speed barrier. So Rotom Wash should be faster than everything besides another Scarfer, then giving it some good special attack since he doesn't have a ground type besides Seismitoad. If Seismitoad does a really good job of checking Rotom Wash and just anything with being able to absorb the electrics with ground moves, and then if he brings in Water Absorb, it'll suck up the Hydro Pump. But other than that, this should be able to hit just about everybody on his team with some sort of effective move. And then finally, Trick, just in case we catch something slow, Skarmory or maybe a Reuniclus, we can trick him the Choice Scarf, get leftovers or, Assault Vest from them to be able to keep our guy healthy and sort of cripple his team. And then just giving it a lot of special attack. This Volt Switch, I think, does 60% to, this Volt Switch does 86% to Skarmory, and Thunderbolt definitely knocks it out. Plus, Hydro Pumps should be able to knock out most of his rock types, so able to get a real good check there. And then finally, sort of my cheeky mon in the back, I brought a Kyurem with weakness policy. So if we get hit with a super effective move, we're going to raise our attack and special attack by 2, which can be really good. Dragon Dance to try and get its speed up, with, again, this speed being something so that way after one Dragon Dance, it outspeeds everyone on his team besides a Choice Scarfer. Freeze Dry to get a good stab. Earth Power to sort of get some checks on any mons that we can't hit with Freeze Dry effectively. And then Roost to just keep us healthy. With this mon, I'm trying to hope that we can chip down his team, sort of feel out if there is a Choice Scarfer, get rid of that Choice Scarf. And then finally, as a sweeping guy, bring in Kyurem, Dragon Dance up to be faster than everything, and just start hitting them with Freeze Dries with a nice modest power. Even if he is able to bring in Tapu Fini and get Draining Kiss off, it should not be enough to knock us out, since Kyurem does have pretty good natural bulk on both defense and special defense. So then that should activate our weakness policy, so then our attacks do even more damage. It should be really good. I think once he gets weakness policy activated, it's a one-hit KO on just about everybody. So the only thing then we're having to worry about is Lycanroc Dusk with an Accelerock or Terrakion with a quick attack. Other than that, that should be the team, and I will get back to you once we start the actual battle. Okay, and we are in. It looks like he brought the same team that he brought the week before, or the first time we met up. Tapu Fini, Hydreigon, Skarmory, Terrakion, Reuniclus, and Arcanine. Okay, so looking at his team, the first thing I want to say is I can feel free to Volt Switch with Rotom as much as I want. He didn't bring Seismitoad, one of the guys I was a little scared about, just because Seismitoad does do a pretty good check on Rotom Wash, so I can freely fire off all of those Volt Switches. He didn't bring any Lycanroc, so I'm not too worried on that front of trying to, take an Accelerock. So really, only priority I should be worried about is maybe a quick attack from Terrakion. Misty Surge from Tapu Fini is going to be, a good check to any status, which the only status I brought is Tangrowth with Sleep Powder. Everything else is just kind of, I'm going for damage, trying to get him chipped and hurt, and then I'm going to hopefully take him out with Kyurem at the very end. But let's see. Okay, I wasn't too worried about most of this stuff. We'll see if any of the other guys might eventually hop on. I'm going to give them a little bit more time. And, there's one. Probably should see one or two more, and then we can actually get started. Looking at his team, I think Skarmory just moved up into OU, kind of like how Kyurem just moved up into OU. And so we got, pretty good heavy hitters. This is a team I should be somewhat familiar with, so we'll see about this. But again, I got some nice beefy boys up here in the front. Even Rotom's a little beefy, and then I got my two hard hitters with Tauros and Kyurem. So it'll be good. Good to see what he does. Trying to think back, what did he lead off the first time we matched up against each other? I don't remember. I think I led Tangrowth, and I led Rotom Wash, and he led Arcanine. Which, I mean, back then I had Kyurem and Mimikyu as opposed to Bronzong and Tauros, but we shall see. Okay, looking at his team, how am I going to sort of check all of his different threats? So the first thing that I'm thinking about is, okay, Skarmory is not going to like taking any sort of electric move, so Rotom Wash is pretty free. Arcanine is the same thing. What else? What else we got? Togekiss is a good check to, Tapu Fini, really. Hydreigon. Kind of Terrakion if he's banded, so okay. We shall see. Kyurem should be able to smack all of these guys besides Terrakion. That's the only guy I'm really worried about. So we'll ask them, are you ready? And then if they are, we can hop in this and go. I love how many people we have in here. It's nice and colored. We got some light blue, we got some yellow, some purple, some green. So, whew. Again, what am I thinking? I'd probably lead Rotom again. Rotom just checks everybody on his team. I didn't give Rotom as much defensive pop as before. So, we will see about trying to, what he leads off with. But last time, Rotom was a really good check and then lost it to a close combat. So we're going to go Rotom again and see sort of where this takes us. Tapu Fini, man. Okay, what are we thinking here? I mean, this is just a free Thunderbolt, right? No matter who he goes to is not going to enjoy this. Even Hydreigon. Oh, I clicked Volt Switch instead. We'll go Togekiss. Just a nice, good check. Okay, so he's leftovers Hydreigon. So he's more of a defensive Hydreigon. What am I thinking here? He probably won't stay in. He's probably Earth Power, Dark Pulse. So if I was him, Skarm. Let's go Air Slash. He brings in Reuniclus, Shiny Reuniclus. Get the crit there. That kind of ate it up. So I'm a little worried about if... How much was that? 22? Yeah, so he's definitely pretty specially defensive. What am I thinking? Let's go... What would be a good check to Reuniclus? I mean, Tangrowth wouldn't be too bad, but he has a special attacker, so I'd rather not go Tangrowth. Crit already. What am I thinking? Dazzling Gleam could be nice, but I kind of want to go Tauros and sort of see what he'd do. Let's check it out. Let's see what he actually goes for. Knockoff. Okay. We're going to go for Throat Chop, which will have Sheer Force, added to it. Should do a lot of damage. Goes Arcanine to get the Intimidate. Throat Chop. And then we can just Earthquake here. I mean, even at -1, this is going to do a lot of damage. I'm not too worried about, he might teleport out of this, but I'm assuming he goes Heavy Duty Boots on Arcanine just to keep from any rocks going up. So I'm thinking Reuniclus is probably Assault Vest. 39%, not really what I want, but I did chip it down quite a lot. He does go Skarmory. So now we're just going to make a nice switch into Rotom. See what he goes for. Stealth Rocks. So here we're going to go straight for a Thunderbolt, not a Volt Switch, because I want to make sure that I'm doing as much damage as possible. There we go. That is exactly what I want to see. 61%. Reuniclus is definitely... Okay, so he is Regenerator and... what would that be? Regenerator and with Assault Vest, because he is eating this up as a tank. Again, we want to keep Rotom very healthy, especially since Rotom should outspeed just about everybody on his team. Goes for the Future Sight. Not too worried about that. I want to go for another Throat Chop just because it would be very effective to get some damage on Reuniclus. Let's switch it up. Do I think he's going to go back to Arcanine? I don't think so. Plus, I don't have Life Orb to worry about. Let's Body Slam. See whatever comes in. Okay, Rocky Helmet's my guess. Yep. So here, how are we going to check Scarm? I mean, Rotom would be the typical one. Trying to... Close Combat doesn't do too much. Even Throat Chop doesn't do very much. So, let's go Bronzong, see what he does. Whirlwind. Okay, Togekiss takes that pretty well. We are going to Roost Up then. See if he... Stealth Rock, Whirlwind, probably Roost himself, and Body Press would be my guess. Just to sort of see what he goes for. Again, if I could get Rotom back in here, that would be the real fortunate one. Against Tapu Fini, what's Togekiss going to do? Dazzling Gleam's going to do like 25%. We'll switch Tangrowth in here. Here he might be going for a double, though, to sort of see... Okay, bring Arcanine in, get a nice Morning Sun to heal it up. So Reuniclus is this nice, beefy, special defensive guy. I'm assuming Tapu Fini must be his physically defensive guy. Or, well, I guess Skarmory actually is. Tapu Fini, I'm not really sure. He doesn't have leftovers on it, so... Okay, this is kind of what I wanted. So Terrakion is not going to want to take a Giga Drain. So we are going to go for Knockoff. Get rid of whatever item he has on either this guy or some other guy. Still looking for that Choice Scarfer. It might be Tapu Fini, actually. But so Reuniclus comes out, gets rid of the Assault Vest. That's exactly what I want. I think Knockoff will keep doing pretty good damage. What are we looking at here? Here, we'll go Giga Drain here. I think Giga Drain does a little more damage. 21%. Well, he might be switching here is the only thing. I'll take a hit for every time someone switches. You'll get doinked. Yeah, you should not turn this into a drinking game. I'm going Knockoff again. Yes, okay, perfect. I will gladly take this Knockoff. And then we are going to see the Future Sight come out. So we want Bronzong to come in. Okay, Tauros is coming in. Probably going to eat that. Yep. But the key with that is now I can bring in Rotom Wash. Almost all of his guys are going to not enjoy a Thunderbolt to the face at all. Hydreigon probably will be the only one that can actually eat it up. Tapu Fini doesn't want it. Arcanine doesn't want it because I can take it out in 2. Terrakion might be the switch in, but even Terrakion's going to take a lot from a Thunderbolt. So we will see about this. $34. I will take the roll on that. I think I can get a higher roll. No, 34 again. Okay, knockoff crit, not too bad. Does get rid of the choice scarf, which does mean that my speed is now 239. So I am going to be a little slower now. Okay. I'm assuming Terrakion choice band close combat is coming in right here. So we are switching to Tangrowth. We are going to eat up whatever attack he has coming for us. And man, Reuniclus, if I could have gotten that roll to knock it out, then he wouldn't have extra switch in of health. So we switched out. Perfect. Only lost 39. We're going to see what he goes for. I want a Giga Drain, which should take him out the next time. So even if he goes for a Future Sight here, we're doing a good job of chipping down. Terrakion, chip down. Okay. Let's Sleep Powder. See if we can catch maybe Skarmory on the sleep. Okay, go Arcanine. This is why I put... Oh, and we hit the sleep on it. Perfect. This is why I put Earthquake on Tangrowth. Tangrowth, it's a beefy boy. I knew we would switch Arcanine in. Tapu Fini. Okay. Earthquake will chip you down a little bit. We can Giga Drain. Perfect. I'll take a Choice Scarf. That's not too bad, especially if I can knock out Tapu Fini. And Arcanine is, asleep with no turns burned yet. So I can get a free Rotom Wash switching. This is the only real guy I'm a little worried about. I want to get rocks up, so I kind of want to... Yeah, let's go Bronzong. What's the worst he's going to do? Dark Pulse? Nasty Plot? Okay. Body Press is going to do how much to him? Body Press does 40%? I'd rather get rocks. Okay. He is going to be a nice, beefy boy. He is Togekiss can come in. We can get Dazzling Gleam. Should do a ton to Hydreigon. Because right now, Togekiss will always check Hydreigon. Dazzling Gleam should basically always be a one-hit KO. And with Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse won't do too much. Earth Power is probably the other one. Roost might be the final one. So I'm not too worried. Flamethrower might actually be it. So all of those, I'm not worried at all about them. And I can always hit him with a Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam will also hurt the Terrakion, a pretty decent amount. So he's not switching into there. Reuniclus. Okay, so he goes Skarm. I get the crit on it. Jeez. I'm getting lucky with some of these crits. We are going to Dazzling Gleam again. Okay, on the Arcanine. 16%, not the greatest, but I think against this Arcanine, we can take it out with an Air Slash. He burns that one turn sleep, and it's gone. Okay, so what are we thinking comes in? Terrakion probably. Togekiss will always check Hydreigon, so I need to keep Togekiss healthy. Yeah, so we are going to go Tangrowth. Can really, I don't have to worry about Surge anymore, so I can go for another Sleep. Stone Edge doesn't do nearly enough. I want to hit a Sleep Powder, hopefully on Skarm if he switches Skarm in. And then I can always Giga Drain this guy. The key is if I go Sleep Powder because I don't want the Skarm coming in. 75%, hopefully I can hit it. And even if I can't, Skarm doesn't seem like he has any good attacking moves. So, plus Rocky Helmet is knocked off, so not like I have any physical attackers, but looking at this, I still don't know if that is Choice Banded or not. I missed the Sleep Powder. So here, we're going to just go for it again. Hit it. Perfect. Now we are going to go Kyurem. Well, yes. Okay, we're going for it. Kyurem takes it. Oof, man. Not what I was hoping for. Because Kyurem is definitely going to eat this up. Or not eat this up. He is going to get eaten up by this. Might have been better to go Rotom. Well, Rotom would have died to a close combat anyway. So we're going Tangrowth. Yeah, he goes for the close combat. 40%. We're just going to go straight for the Giga Drain. Since we do have Sleep on Reuniclus. Even if he charges Reuniclus back up. Thunderbolt from Rotom will do massive amount of damage. And this will be a good way to keep Tangrowth in a nice healthy percent. Even though he has Regenerator and get 33% whenever he switches out and comes back in. I'd much rather take him out here and see sort of what Terrakion is. I'm thinking Terrakion probably is Choice Banded, but that also wasn't a lot of damage anyway, so we are going to go back to Togekiss. Hydreigon will be a hard, beefy boy to take. So I need to find out if Terrakion is... Yeah, definitely going Togekiss. Just to see, threaten him out. Tangrowth will heal up a little bit. Gia's with Kyurem. That wasn't the greatest switch right there. That's the only thing is, would have been better to go Tangrowth or even going Rotom. So he doesn't switch out. Flash Cannon with the crit, barely does any. We are going, see here, since I realize he's not a status anymore, I should have gone with Defog, since I didn't get rocks up, but he did. That's going to be a big... Okay, Air Slash is definitely going to do more. We also have Serene Grace, so we're getting that 60% for a crit. And even if he wakes up, Skarmory's not going to take 2 of these. So Terrakion will probably have to come in and go for a Stone Edge. Okay. Do I go Dazzling Gleam just to have 100% accuracy? Because I don't want to miss it and him get a roost and everything. So got to keep Togekiss healthy. Terrakion comes in. So we're going Tangrowth again. Which now he should be able to. 37%. Geesh. Now we have to go. If we go Knockoff, we'll find out what Terrakion is. What would do the most? Because I'm assuming he goes one of these other guys. Probably Reuniclus would be my guess of where he goes next. Just as a good... Yeah, we go Giga Drain. So he's not choiced. Okay. That is good to know. He might take us out here. It's the only thing. I kind of have to hope for a missed Stone Edge. So he's not Life Orb. I'm not sure what he is. Okay, so where are we going against Terrakion? Dazzling Gleam? Yeah, it's going to be only on a miss. So if he misses here, take him out. If he misses on Rotom, I mean, that would be pretty good as well. We can sort of get a switch in. Hits it. Not what I really wanted. Rotom is in here. How much would this do to Terrakion as a Rotom? Volt Switch is going to do... Man. Volt Switch might not be enough. I need to Thunderbolt would probably be the right move. Thunderbolt goes for the close combat. Okay. Well, he's going to close combat here. So the only real possibility I had was missing that Stone Edge against Togekiss, which sadly it didn't happen. But what a good game. Man. It was so close to coming out. I needed to not catch him on the double switch whenever he went out into Hydreigon into Terrakion right here, turn 36 or 35 when I sent Kyurem out. Should have stayed in as Tangrowth, just went for an attack. That would have sealed the game right there. So yeah, all the way to turn 35. Doing amazing. Bronzong didn't really do anything in this game. Could have been anybody, so probably should have fixed that. But here we go. Reuniclus. We hit the Sleep Powder. And then here, the only problem was Choice Scarfed, so I knew I had to switch. But, I mean, even with all of my guys, probably go Togekiss there, just because it can eat up everything. Man. Sometimes it's that one move that you make, that one little, slip up that goes through. So, okay, that was the end of the season, and I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and whatever all the rest. Adios.